Welcome to the Don D. Jackson Archive. The Jackson Archive was founded in 1988 under the auspices of the Mental Research Institute. Wendel Ray was founder and has acted as director since the archive's inception. Since 1990, the archive has benefited from an exclusive affiliation with Louisiana University at Monroe's Marriage and Family Therapy program. 3 portfolios of materials are currently in the safekeeping of the archive: the Don D. Jackson Collection, the Gregory Bateson Collection, and John H. Weakland Collection. Who was Don Jackson? Jackson was one of the principal founders of the field of marriage and family therapy. His contributions to theory and practice are phenomenal for their breadth and scope. He was author of numerous seminal theoretical constructs, such as family homeostasis, the idea that individual behavior, including symptoms, is a part of, perpetuated by, and in turn helps perpetuate the current balance of relationships in primary intimate groups. Family rules, the idea that people in intimate relationships are constantly exchanging messages that say, in effect, "This is how I see you in relation to me." Said differently, people are constantly defining the nature of their relationships. Over time, these exchanges become redundant or show pattern. Family members behave among themselves as though they are following unspoken rules. These rules are observable and are the focus of therapeutic assessment and intervention. Change the rules and behavior changes. The relationship quid pro quo. Over time, people in intimate relationships behave as though they have agreed to a this for that exchange of behavior. Identifying these unspoken complementarities is useful in understanding how the behavior of all members of a family fit together in mutually perpetuating ways. With Gregory Bateson, J. Haley, and John Weakland, Jackson helped develop the concept of the double bind. In pathological creating relationships, the quality of communication is pervasively no-win, or double binding. In essence, 2 incongruent messages, one verbal and one nonverbal, are sent simultaneously. The first says, "Be this way, and if you're not, I will punish you," while at the same time another message is sent that says, "Be the opposite of that, and if you don't, I will punish you." The person receiving the message cannot leave and cannot comment on the incongruence because to do so is too threatening to the other person, a person who is of vital importance to the recipient. Jackson is acknowledged as a principal founder of interactional theory and conjoint family therapy. In 1958, Jackson established the first family therapy institute in the world, the Mental Research Institute. In 1962, in collaboration with J. Haley and Nathan Ackerman, he co-founded the first family therapy journal, Family Process. In 1963, Jackson created a book company, Science and Behavior Books, because he felt that other researchers in the field were having difficulty publishing their findings. In the field of psychiatry, he won virtually every honor available at the time. For example, the Frieda Fromm-Reichmann Award for contributions to understanding schizophrenia, the Edward R. Strecker Award for contributions to inpatient treatment of hospitalized patients, the 1967 Salmon Lecturer by the New York Academy of Medicine. The original mission of the archive was to assemble and permanently preserve a comprehensive collection of Dr. Jackson's contributions to the family therapy profession. A few examples of those contributions are as follows. In a career that spanned approximately 24 years, Jackson published 130 scientific articles and book chapters and 7 books. He authored or co-authored a number of groundbreaking grants and proposals. For instance, in 1957, collaborating with Weakland, Bateson, and Haley, Jackson helped write the first federally funded grant to research conjoint family therapy as the primary treatment modality with hospitalized schizophrenics. He wrote the first federally funded grant to establish a training program in conjoint family therapy and brought Virginia Satir to MRI to be the director of the training program. He secured the first federally funded grant to investigate normal family processes. Now, this was interesting because up until that time, which was the late 1950s, early 1960s, there had been no research into normal family processes. All research was based on studies of pathology. There are numerous unpublished writings of Dr. Jackson's that are located in the archive, along with all the clinical case materials from clients that Dr. Jackson saw in his individual and family practice. Many of these documents match audio recordings of therapy sessions and thus provide a rich source of data for research. A total of 92 recordings of Dr. Jackson exist and are preserved in the archive, along with transcripts. 8 films of Dr. Jackson exist and are all in the archive. Preservation and promulgation of Jackson's work continues to be a central function of the archive. In recent years, we have been expanding the collection. In 1995, John Weakland donated to the archive his own professional papers, and in addition, all of the surviving documents from Gregory Bateson's 10-year research project on paradoxes in communication processes. These large bodies of material constitute the second and third major collections housed in the archive. The Bateson Collection includes all original patient case files, all published and unpublished papers from the projects, research notes from the 4 primary research investigators, that is, Gregory Bateson, Don Jackson, Jay Haley, and John Weakland. Transcripts of the weekly team meetings, there are approximately 140 of these transcripts, 80 audio recordings, many of which have accompanying transcripts, and 10 films, all with transcripts.